Namaste. Okay, sit on your toes, please. Okay, we're going to go after backbends in this class, and with an eye towards a particular pose it's a gatekeeper pose in the intermediate backbends, kapotasana, kapota, the pigeon. So the full-hearted, great-hearted effort of this pose. One of the things Mr. Iyengar says about kapotasana and Light on Yoga is this pose is essential for the advanced backbends. I read that, I was like, oh, okay. And some of the advanced backbends are actually more accessible, okay, because they're asymmetrical. Like all the Ekapada Rajakapadasana 1, 2, 3, 4, Natarajasana, etc. You can, sometimes we can manipulate those poses and get into them kind of in the shape of them, right? Because you can kind of twist and torque and get one foot. Right? So this is a symmetrical pose, and it's that gatekeeper pose. Right? You got to go through it. Okay, point your feet, bring your heels together. Inner knees together, inner heels together. Together as in touching. Okay. If they're not touching, get them to touch. With love in your heart, but get them to touch. Or at least be clear that they're not together and they're not going together. Right? But like one way or another. Right? Know where you are in space. How's your ankle doing? Yeah? Right on. Right. Sit in Virasana. Get your hips all the way down. If they don't go all the way down, sit on something. Right, so raise the floor. If you need a blanket, sit on it. If you need a block, sit on it. Right. So in my mind, one of the markers of intermediate practice is that you know yourself enough to know what you're dealing with, and you can work with that. Right. So it's like you know what you can do, you know what you can't do. If you need a prop, you get a prop. Right. If you don't, you don't. If you need the modified pose, you do the modified pose. Right? So it's that kind of self-sufficiency in practice. Right? And then that kind of focus and discipline and full-hearted effort in practice to knock up against the doors of those limits. Right? Just because you couldn't do it yesterday doesn't mean you can't ever do it. Right? So it's also not like, oh, I don't do that. I haven't done that in 15 years. It's like, let that not stop you from trying. Okay. Press your hands on your thighs. Lift your chest up. Close your eyes. As you exhale, settle down into your hips. Get grounded. Get heavy in your base. As you inhale, lift up through your chest. Join your hands together. Anjali Mudra. Sing the sound of Om 3 times. Take a deep breath in. Bow your head to your heart. Release your hands to your thighs. Lift your chin. Open your eyes. Interlace your fingers. Stretch your palms forward. Stretch your arms up. Move the sides of your waist back. Tone your low belly. Anchor down to stretch up. Release your arms. Switch the interlace. Stretch up. Lower your arms. With great reluctance, come to hands and knees. Stretch your legs in downward facing dog. It's the kind of great reluctance to come out of virasana. It's kind of a joke, right? You're probably anxious to get out of that pose. All right, stretch your legs. Now see if your feet get pink after that. It's kind of like you were squeezing your lower legs like squeezing a tube of toothpaste. Kind of compression, and the flexion of the knee, the compression of the lower leg, then creates that rinsing, flushing, pinked up feet. Now, lift your chest, lift your chin, look forward. Take your feet a little wider apart, outer hip width apart. Walk them back slightly. Now, firm your arms, look forward, lift your chin, lift your chest, arch your upper back like scorpion. Look up. Now, push through your hands, take the tops of your thighs back, move your chest back towards your legs, and then release your neck and your head down towards the floor. Right? Head to the floor. Right? If it's far away, then take your feet a little further back, but don't bend the elbows. Right? Drop the arms. Don't bend the elbows, don't collapse your shoulders, don't turn your arms in. That's a lot of don'ts. It's to say, do keep your arms strong, do keep them straight, do lift them up and stretch. You can make positive statements or negative statements. It kind of depends on which coast you're from. If you're from New York, you respond to negative statements. Walk forward, Uttanasana. Right? That's kind of my working theory of like, because you could say like, keep your legs strong. You could say, don't bend your leg. I don't know. Walk back, downward facing dog. Now don't do your normal dog. Not after your normal dog. I'm after your extraordinary dog. Lift your chin, lift your chest, look forward, arch your spine like a scorpion dog. Squeeze your arms, make them strong. Take your feet back a little further, separate your feet outer hip width apart. Lift your chest, look forward. Now push the floor away from you with your hands. Take your thighs back. Take your chest back. As you move your chest back, walk your feet back further. Now release your neck and your head, touch your head to the floor. But keep your arms straight and strong. Lift the underside of your arms up, right? And lift your inner deltoids. Walk your feet back further, bend like 6 inches back. All right, stretch your heels down. Walk your hands back to your feet. Uttanasana. Keep your feet parallel, hip width apart this one. Make your legs strong, anchor your hips down, clasp your elbows. Now lift your chin, lift your chest, look forward. Pull the front of your rib cage forward, lengthen. Right, stretch your elbows like you're trying to touch the floor about 2.5 feet in front of your feet. Then bow. Stretch through the top of your head to the floor. Right. Even how you have your elbows, hook your thumbs on your elbows, stretch your elbows down to the tops of your feet. Squeeze your legs to stretch the spine. Like you're squeezing a tube of toothpaste in the legs. Okay. Switch the clasp of your elbows. Bring hands to hips. Lift your chin. Keep your legs strong. Come up to standing. Bring your legs together. Stretch your arms up. Interlace your fingers. Stretch your index finger. Squeeze your legs together. Heels, inner knees, inner thighs. Squeeze the heels of your hands together. Stretch. Now move the sides of your ribs back. From your right hip, push down through your right foot. Bend to your left. Squeeze your legs. Move the top of the right thigh back slightly. Bring your left chest forward slightly. Squeeze your legs. Lift your chin out of your chest. Bend. Get the heels of your hands together. Squeeze your left arm in towards your left ear and pull the heel of your left hand against the heel of your right hand. Stretch more. Push down through your right heel. So keep that right foot down. Stamp it down. Lift your low belly. Breathe. Inhale, come up. Squeeze your legs. Squeeze your arms. I'm just going to say squeeze a lot. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Press the tops of your thighs back. Slide the sides of your waist back. Take your tailbone and tone your low belly. From your right hip, push down through your right foot. Bend to your right. I meant from your left hip. Oh, I'm getting confused. Brandon, bring your legs together. From your left hip, push down through your left foot. Bend to your right. Bring your right arm against your right ear. And the heels of your hands together. Even pull the right heel of the hand against the left heel of the hand. Get your arms to extend more. Anchor your left thigh back. Bring your right ribs forward. Lift your chin out of your chest. Get your elbows straight. Squeeze your bottom arm, right arm into the ear. Yes, good. Yes, like you're trying to squeeze your ears like your ears are cold. Like you don't want to listen anymore. Inhale, come up. Release your arms. Separate your feet hip width apart. Put the hands, your mittens, in your back pockets. Scoop your buttocks down. Turn your toes in slightly, so keep your feet turned straight forward. Firm your legs, take your upper inner thighs back, scoop your buttocks down, take your tailbone forward, lift your chest. Take your throat back, lift your chin, take your head back, lift your chest, look up, look back, look up and back. Keep your legs straight and strong. So straight legs, now straight legs, knees back, thighs back. Squeeze your legs to lift your chest. Inhale, come up. Exhale, bow forward. Hold the backs of your ankles. Get a C grip on your ankles. Now, lift your head and chest up. Pull up on your ankles. Stretch your spine forward. Exhale, bow deeply. Pull up on the backs of your ankles, bend your elbows out to the sides, lift your shoulder blades. Lift and broaden your sit bones, bow deeply. So you pull on the ankles, you get that kind of leverage, mechanical advantage. Use that force, so to speak, use it appropriately. Hands to hips, shoulders back, lift your chin, come up to standing. Bring your legs together, stretch your arms up, interlace your fingers, squeeze your legs, squeeze your arms. From your right hip, push down through your right foot, bend to your left. Lift your chin out of your chest. Squeeze your legs, take your hips to the right, bend to the left. Stamp your right heel down, bring your left ribs forward more, bring the heels of your hands together. Pull the right hand with your left hand. Inhale, come up. From your right hip, push down through your right foot. Exhale, bend to your right. Squeeze your inner heels together, inner knees together, upper inner thighs together. Shift the hips to the left. Right, scoop your right shoulder blade forward into your right ribs. Lift your chin out of your chest. Right, go back to your legs. Squeeze your legs, shift your hips to the left. See if you can lean more. And then pull the left hand with your right hand, the right heel of the hand. Inhale, come up. Stretch up. Now, this time, take your head back. Look up. Squeeze your legs. Now back bend. Scoop your buttocks down. Curl back. Buttocks down, tailbone forward. Lift your low belly, move your ribs back. Look back, then point your index fingers at what you can see. Look back, stretch your arms back. Breathe. Squeeze your elbows. Stretch and stretch and stretch. Squeeze your legs, come up. Exhale, bow forward. Hold the backs of your ankles, the backs of your heels. Now, bend your knees a couple of inches. Bring the hands on the backs of your ankles. Right? So you're not holding that C grip anymore. Bring all 10 fingers together. So point your fingers straight down with your knees bent. Now lift your ribs up slightly, stretch the front of your rib cage over your kneecaps, then take your elbows back behind your calves, squeeze your shins. Slowly, deliberately stretch your legs straight. Pull up on the backs of your ankles, lift and broaden your sit bones. Lift your low belly, use your abdominal muscles, and pull the front of your torso in close to the front of your legs. Stretch. Bring the hands to hips, shoulders back, lift your chin. Inhale, come up to standing. Stretch your arms up. Look forward this time. Heels and the hands together. With unhooked thumbs, right? There's the hooked thumbs, there's the interlace with the pistolero grip. Right? Charlie's Angels, right? Now this is the Urdhva Namaskar. Urdhva Namaskar. Squeeze your legs, sit down into your legs. Utkatasana. Get your thighs parallel to the floor. Look down at those thighs. Get them parallel to the floor. Now move your ribs back. Take your tailbone in, lift your chest, lift your chin. Heels of the hands together, elbows straight, arms vertical. Ribs back, squeeze your knees, sit lower, stretch higher. Stand up, release your arms. Stand towards the front of your sticky mat. Bow forward, touch the floor. Step your left leg back, lunge. Bend your left knee to the floor. Inhale, come up. Stretch your arms up. Squeeze your legs. Move your ribs back, look straight forward. Take your tailbone and lift your low belly. Now stretch your legs. Lift your chest. Take your head back, arch back. Anjaneyasana, back bend form. Ribs back, look back, head back, stretch your arms back. Inhale, come up and forward, switch legs. Back knee down, lift your torso. Inhale, come up, stretch your arms up. Squeeze your legs, lift your spine. Move the sides of your waist back, take your tailbone and lift your low belly. Now from your low belly, stretch through your legs. Take your head back, lift your chest up, arch back. Support and sustain the arch back from the work of your legs in the work of stabilizing your ribs back. Go back as far as you can stabilize. And create more stability and see if you can go further. One more breath. Inhale, come up. Exhale, touch down. Step forward, Uttanasana. Bend your knees, Utkatasana legs. Stretch your arms forward. Keep your hands shoulder width apart on this one. Now lift your ribs off the front of your thighs. Scoop your buttocks down, take your tailbone in. Stay deep in your legs, keep your ribs back, lift your chest up. Coil in your upper back. Stretch your arms to vertical. Lift your upper back and stretch your arms like that downward facing dog. Now, not go into downward facing dog, just like you did in downward facing dog. Now move your ribs back. Stretch up more. Stand up. Release your arms. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold forward. Left leg back, Anjaneyasana. Point your back foot. Inhale, come up. Hook your thumbs. Stretch your legs, arch back. Exhale, touch down. Step forward, Uttanasana. Step your left leg. Step your other leg back. Right leg back. Thank you. Inhale, come up. Squeeze your legs, lift your heart up. Full-hearted effort. Ribs back, tailbone in, arch back. Exhale, come forward. Step forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, extend your spine. Exhale, bow deeply. Downward facing dog pose. Bridget's cross. Bring your right leg out to your left. Kind of halfway forward, out to the left. Lower your outer right hip down. Pull with your hands to stretch your spine forward. All right, so pull with your hands, catch the skin of your outer hip, tack your outer hip towards your left foot. Now twist. Turn your left waist, left ribs, left breast down towards the floor. Lift your right waist, right ribs, right breast away from the floor. Stretch through your legs. Make your front leg, right leg straight. That's it. So strong legs. Pull your spine long, twist. Broaden across your back, twist. Push with your legs to stretch the spine. Pull with your hands to stretch the spine. Twist to release the spine. Inhale, come up, downward facing dog. Left leg. Bridget's cross. Old school name was Dying Warrior. Kind of a Mahabharata pose. There you were on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Now, keep your legs straight and strong. No noodle legs. Yeah, push. Yeah, that's it. That's Brandon right there, in case you didn't know. Now, lift your left waist, left ribs, left breast away from the floor. Turn your right waist, right ribs, right breast down towards the floor. Stretch through your feet, pull through the top of your head. Broaden across your back. To get the musculature, to get the fascia, the connective tissue to release and extend. Inhale, come up, step back, downward facing dog. Walk your hands back to your feet, bring your hands to hips, shoulders back, lift your chin, come up to standing. All right, bring the short edge of your mat to a wall, please. Handstand. First one is a minute. Just old school, straight up, 1 minute timing in handstand. First one. Okay. Put your hands down, about one hand's length away from the wall. Spread your fingers. Firm your arms. Bring your shoulders over your wrists. Move your upper back in between your shoulder blades. And wait for it. Where's my time? Okay, kick up. There's the wall. Okay, put your heels on the wall. Heels on the wall, heels on the wall, heels on the wall. Take the balance out of it. Save your strength. Separate your feet hip width apart. Firm your legs. Turn the fronts of your thighs in. Scoop your buttocks. Take your tailbone in and the base of your sacrum away from the wall. Join your legs together. Push the floor with your hands. Drive your heels up the wall. Like you mean it, drive your heels up the wall. Like you're trying to exfoliate your heels, drive your heels up the wall. Thank you, Stephen. Yeah, now press up through the balls of the feet, stretch the inner edges of the feet. Sustain these actions. Right, the press through the hands, tailbone in, base the sacrum away from the wall, stretch the heels up. 8 seconds only. And done. Okay, turn around. Sit down Virasana away from the wall. Supta Virasana. If you need props for Supta Virasana, get props for Supta Virasana. And sit nestled in between your heels. Lean back. Scoop your buttocks, take your tailbone and lift your low belly. And go all the way back. Stretch your arms. Reach through your legs. Keep your hips down, keep scooping your buttocks. Stretch through your kneecaps. If you've got the floor overhead, or you've got the wall overhead, push the wall. You push the wall so you get your tailbone in more and get your legs to stretch more. Now move the sides of your waist down, sides of your ribs down. Bring your arms by your sides. Come back up. Press with your hands, your forearms, your elbows. Release your legs. Now, here's your next handstand mission. Should you choose to accept it, okay, and your other choice is just handstand like last time. Okay. You're gonna go about, I don't know, about that far from the wall. There's an exact science around here.
2 hand lengths, 2.5.
Is it 2? Okay, we'll see. And then put the shin on the wall. Both shins on the wall. Tailbone in. Right, don't slide down towards scorpion. That's not the goal. It's more like Supta Virasana and handstand. Right, tailbone in, lift your chest up. Right, so if you're too far away from the wall, you'll be tempted to kind of go, oh, look what I can do. And then you're going to kind of find yourself wedged in like a collapsed soft taco of your low back. Don't do that. Okay, go. No soft taco wedging. Okay, go up. April said it was about 2.5 hand lengths away from the wall.
Mine are 3.
3, 2.5 to 3. Okay, 1 shin on the wall, 2 shins on the wall. Try to get from the toenails to the front of the knee all the way down. Shin to the wall. Tailbone in. Base of the sacrum away from the wall. Right? See what I mean about that collapsing down into a soft taco of your low back? Don't resist that. Push up against that. Stretch your kneecaps up. Push down through the floor. Lift your chest. Tailbone in. Tailbone forward. 20 seconds. Push with the hands. Drive the tailbone away from the wall. Stretch the kneecaps up. Extract, stretch your heels up the wall. Tailbone in. And come down with composure. Be desperation. Composure. Come to standing forward bend. Pincha Mayurasana, forearm balance. First one, 1 minute. Turn around, heels on the wall. Turn around so that when you kick up, let me fill out that sentence. Put your heels on the wall. Elbows, shoulder width, forearms parallel, fingertips just touching the baseboard. So go fingertips to the baseboard. Yep. It's enough of a back bend already. We'll increase that momentarily. Lift your knees up, walk in, kick up, heels to wall. Now separate your feet hip width apart. Go, 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 back row. Come on. Firm your legs. Turn the front of your thighs in. Scoop your buttocks, take your tailbone in, join your legs, and stretch. Drive your heels up the wall. Now when you stretch, try to bring your sternum more vertical. Turn your gaze more to between your elbows. So from between your wrists to more between your elbows. Right, upper back away from the wall, buttocks up, tailbone in, base of the sacrum away from the wall. Stretch. Stretch and stretch. Hold that, grow that, sustain that. Nine seconds. Move the sides of your ribs back. Chest forward. Come down, child's pose. Okay, sit up. With your block, I don't think I told you to get one beforehand, so there are some. Fold your left leg in Virasana, sit on the block. Ekapada, Supta Virasana. on a block. Okay, come away from the wall though. Lean back on your hands. Lift your hips off the block, scoop your buttocks, take your tailbone in. Go back onto your forearms. Get the base of your sacrum on the block, stretch through your left thigh. Widen your elbows, take your head back, you put the top of your head on the floor, your elbows on the floor, then put the back of your shoulders on the floor, upper back, shoulder blades on the floor. Keep that scoop your buttocks, tailbone in action. Dennis, lower your block. So get the block under the base of the sacrum. Kind of sacral coccygeal junction, tailbone. Not top of the sacrum, not lumbar spine, tailbone. Yeah. Now, press with what you got, like head down, shoulders down, elbows down, stretch through your left thigh. You might feel a stretch on your left thigh. Yes? Success? Back row, how are we doing? Left thigh stretch? Yeah, good. Okay. Base of the sacrum, sacral coccygeal junction. Okay, come up. Switch. Look. Okay. Okay. Lean back, lift your hips off the block, scoop your buttocks, take your tailbone and lift your low belly, stretch through your right thigh and go back. Go back in stages. Build those essential actions, maintain those essential actions. Put your head down on the floor, elbows down the floor, shoulders down, upper back down. Squeeze your squeeze your virasana leg in towards the midline.
Should the leg be down more than which is?
So what should you preference? Like shoulder blades down or shin down? You can preference both. Right? So you can lift your shoulders off the floor, stretch the virasana leg, get that shin down, reach through that leg, pull your low belly in, maintain that shin down so you can put more of your upper back down. Right? So you can kind of lean one way, get that down, try to keep that down, lean the other way. Jesse? Yes, what is this doing? Okay, come up. Okay, now, pinch Mayurasana, tailbone in, chest away from the wall, shins on the wall. Lift your chest, lift your chin. Yes? Yes. One, two, three, go. Get one leg in at a time. And press your toenails against the wall. Scoop your buttocks. Take your tailbone in. Bring the middle of your buttocks, base of your sacrum away from the wall. Lift your chin, lift your chest. Oh, Jesus, invoke your gods. If they will help you here, call to them and head up off the floor. Whoa, head up. I can't. Squeeze your knees in. Keep your tailbone in. Okay, extract one leg at a time. Heels on the wall, heels on the wall. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And come down. Oh, that's good, Dennis. Yeah, so if you found that your foundation was falling apart, right, then you could go back to the prop, put the block between your hands, so on. Okay. That should be training your tailbone. Do you know where your tailbone is? and your pelvic floor muscles and your abdominal muscles and kind of everything that needs to work in that kind of scoop your buttocks, tailbone, base of the sacrum in. All right. Remember this business? Yeah? Huh. Now, when you go back, scoop your buttocks. Okay, watch first. This is stage 1, right? Because the block is really low, and it's restorative, basically. It was a joke. I was kidding. That'll come back around to me and be like, Noah said on Yogaglo. Now, when you move the block up higher, right, see my shin comes up. Right? So you gotta pull the foot back, slide it back more, get more leverage from the elbows, tailbone, and stretch the leg more. Right? Block up higher, pull the shin back. Then I can play the seesaw game. I can get my upper back off the floor, get the knee down, keep that down, put my shoulders down again. Okay, go. Climbing the block in Ekapada Supta Virasana. Fold your left leg in Virasana. Lean back. Lift your hips up temporarily, scoop your buttocks, take your tailbone and go back. Go back on flat, right, mild. Now, lift your hips up, flip the block up a notch, medium. Grab your left foot, your Virasana foot, pull it back a little bit. Squeeze your left shin in towards the midline. Keep your tailbone and reach through your left femur. Press elbows down, shoulders down. Okay, go to spicy or stay with medium. Depending on your palate, like this is spicy enough, stay there. If you can bump it up, right, to spicy, bump it up. Grab that foot, pull the foot back. You can put your arms overhead, almost like Urdhva Dhanurasana. You can even grab the sides of your sticky mat, lift your upper back off the floor. Stretch your left thigh. Now put your shoulders back down on the floor, back of the head down, shoulder blades down. Sustain that, scoop the buttocks, take your tailbone in. Move the block, step the leg out, lower your hips down. Or come out wherever you are. come out wherever you are. Okay, sit up. Switch legs. Right leg, Virasana. Sit on the low block. The low block. Lean back, scoop your buttocks, take your tailbone and lift your low belly, reach through the right thigh, go back. Go in stages. When you reach your capacity, work there. Lift your hips, flip the block up a notch. Squeeze the right shin in, reach the right knee down, keep your tailbone and lift your low belly. If you need to play the seesaw game, lift your upper back off the floor, get the knee down, do so. Flip the block up a notch. So some of you go on to high. Grab your right foot, pull it back. Take your arms overhead, push with your hands, stretch through the bones of your right leg, get your right shin down, then get your head down, shoulders down, shoulder blades down, elbows down. Or choose, right? You choose what to keep up, right? To preference something. Okay. Lift your hips, step the foot out, remove the block, lower your hips. Okay, turn up and over. Downward facing dog. It's a palate cleansing twist. Bridget's cross. Repeat, right leg out to the left. Lower your outer right hip to the floor. Walk your hands forward, pull with your hands. Tack your outer right hip back towards your left foot. Pull your spine longer, twist. Lift your right ribs away from the floor, broaden your left ribs. Turn your left ribs down towards the floor. come up, switch. Pull your spine forward. Lift your left ribs away from the floor. Broaden your right ribs away from your spine. And turn from your right belly, your right ribs more. Inhale, come up. Downward facing dog. Bend your knees to the floor. Sit back on your heels for a moment. Next one, you're going to use the boundary of the wall. You're going to get close and cozy with the wall. And squeeze the legs. Get the upper inner thighs to tone and to move away from the wall. Hands in your back pockets. Scoop your buttocks down. Take your tailbone in. Lift your chest up. So I'm scooping and pushing this way. So my pubic bone stays against the wall. Look back. Bouncing, optional. I'm a bouncer in this pose. And then hold the heels. It's Ustrasana. This one with the thumb to the outer ankle, fingers to the inner heel. Lift your chest. I gotta keep training that tailbone to stay in, the chest to lift. Okay. Cozy up to the wall. Knees up against the baseboard, knees hip width apart, shins parallel, stretch your feet straight back. Tone your inner legs, so squeeze your knees towards each other. Take your upper inner thighs back away from the wall. Put your hands in your back pockets. Scoop your buttocks down. Take your tailbone, base of your sacrum forward, lift your chest, start to curl back. Keep your pubic bone on the wall, lift your chest up. Take your head back, look back. Smile at someone across the room. Give them that smile of encouragement. Yeah, lift your sternum up, chest up, chest up, chest up. Keep that, scoop the buttocks, tailbone forward. Put your hands to your heels. Thumbs on your outer ankles. Fingers to your inner heels. Squeeze your lower legs in towards the midline, so even squeeze your ankles in slightly. Tailbone forward, lift your chest. Keep your tailbone in, keep your chest lifted, keep looking back. So keep this curl in the upper back. Take your hands off your heels. Put your hands on your buttocks, roll up the wall. Oh, wall, give the wall a hug. Okay, thank your wall. Now sit back on, bring your feet a little closer. Yeah, sit back on your heels for a moment. Close your eyes. Slow your breath down. Open your eyes. One more time. Ustrasana. Use the wall as a guide, a vertical standard, a friend, psychological support. I don't know. Okay. Bring your hands in your back pockets. Firm your legs. Stretch your upper inner thighs away from the wall. Scoop your buttocks down. Take your tailbone, the base of your sacrum, towards the wall. Lift your chest, arch back. Keep lifting your chest. Keep your pubic bone on the wall. Coil deeper. Bring your hands to your heels. Cat, take your toes wider. Heels on your outer ankles. Fingers on your inner heels. Push down, lift your chest up. Take your tailbone in, sacrum on the wall, front of the pelvic bones on the wall. Lift your chest, curl back. Keep your tailbone in. Keep the full-hearted lift, courageous coil in your upper back. Look at the person across from you. Release your heels, arch back a little bit more. Bring your hands to your hips, stand up. Sit on your heels. Close your eyes for a moment. Soften and close the eyes. Slow your breath. Follow the pose inside. Kind of the repose, the echo of the pose. Open your eyes. Turn, look for a moment. The next one, I'm going to sit in Virasana with my kneecaps against the wall. Supta Virasana. Hands by the ears. Click the toenails down. Keep the tailbone in. Lift the chest up. Lift the head up. Take the tailbone in. Stretch. Supta Virasana. Adjust your calves, close the knee joint, lay back, Supta Virasana. Supta Virasana would be stage 1. Place your hands by your ears. Squeeze your legs, scoop your buttocks, take your tailbone and push with your hands. Lift your hips, lift your chest, lift your head off the floor. Push with the hands, go fingertips, and put your head back down on the floor. Walk your hands in a little. Squeeze your legs, take your tailbone in, push with your hands, straighten your arms, fingertips, sacrum, pubic bone, towards the wall. Put your head down, walk in a little. Gather energy, tailbone in, push. Put your head down, walk your hands out, come down, Supta Virasana. Come back up. Turn and release Virasana. And stretch your right leg away from the wall. Bring your left leg, Virasana, out to the left. Put your hands on the floor in between your hips. Lift your hips. Take your right hand underneath your left thigh. Grab your left heel or ankle. Sit your right hip down. Stretch your left arm. Hold the outer edge of your right foot. Stretch your legs away from each other. Take your tailbone in. Lean back. Take your left elbow towards the ceiling. Take your left elbow back. Left shoulder blade back. Bring this foot in closer. This knee out wider. Then this arm goes underneath. And holds. Inhale, release, come up. Switch. Left leg straight, right leg Virasana out to the right. Get your inner right heel snug on your outer right hip. Put your hands on the floor in between your legs. Lift your hips up. Take your left arm underneath your right thigh. hold your right ankle or right heel. Take your right hand to the outer edge of your left foot. Pull on the left foot. Stretch through your legs. Stretch your right elbow towards the ceiling. Take your outer right shoulder blade back. Lean back. Turn your chest up more. Right, so lateral bend and twist and back bend. And forward bend. Inhale, come up. Release. Okay, now watch. Gonna add a detail to this. All right, so it's here, here. Dennis was quizzical. All right, this hand goes under, holds the ankle. Lean, right? Now, instead of holding the foot, getting the elbow to bend up this way, hold your sticky mat, get your wrist in this part of your foot, and push. Push, get your arms straight, stretch your legs. Right, so I'm using like a ratchet. You're gonna ratchet yourself, like you should like click, 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 click. Oh, you get way more. Stretch. Thanks, April. Okay. Right leg straight. You guys scoot back and make sure you got some like mat that you can grab. The left leg virasana out to the left. Put your hands on the floor in between your hips. Lift your hips up. Right hand to outer left ankle heel. Lean. Stretch the left arm. Hold the pinky toe edge of the foot so you know where that is. Hold your sticky mat out beyond the foot. Get your wrist in between your big toe and your second toe. Hold your mat. And then pedal that action with the foot. Gas pedal action. Foot ratchet. Pull your sticky mat, ratchet. Stretch your left waist, left ribs, left shoulder, left arm. Stretch your legs apart. Ben, if you scooted back a little bit more, then you could hold the mat. You gotta walk that hand further away from the foot. Coming up a little short on mat. Okay, come up. Do you feel that? Did you get a stretch there? Switch. Okay? Lift your hips, take your left hand to your right ankle or right heel, lean to your left. Take your right hand to your outer left foot. Then grab your sticky mat. Get your wrist in between your big toe and second toe. Grab your sticky mat, then pedal, get that gas pedal action. Push the ball of your left foot away from your head. Stretch your arms straight with that. So you're just coming up short on mat. If you scooted your whole self back like 6 or 8 inches. Lean back, tailbone in, head back, stretch. Inhale, release, come up. Okay, back to this one. All right. If you absolutely hated this one, it's okay if you kind of hate it. I don't like it. You don't need to like it. Right? But if you really just couldn't even get there, right, then your alternative is Supta Virasana, or it's Ustrasana. Go up to this one, right? If it's the closing of the knee joint in Virasana that's problematic, then generally you go from the top down towards Kapotasana, right? So like an Ustrasana entry would be the alternative. Okay, Supta Virasana to a straight arm, Kapotasana. Right? Or towards Kapotasana, Supta Virasana, lift your head, chest, and pelvis up off the floor. Squeeze your legs, take your tailbone in, push with your hands. Put your head down, walk in, stretch. Put your head down, walk in, stretch. Put your head down, walk out, come down. Okay. Sit up, come out. All right. Come closer, please. Drag yourself over. I don't want to stand up. Okay. Put your hands in some configuration. You can use the baseboard. Shoulders back, coiling your upper back. Go up, bend your elbows. Take your elbows wide, walk your feet in, coil your upper back, touch your sternum to the wall.
So your elbows are out to the side.
Right. Otherwise.
That would be hard. Yeah, you could move.
Right. Up, bend your elbows out to the sides, coil the upper back, stretch your neck, chest to wall.
Oh. Dang.
All right, coil your upper back. Go. Come on, enthusiastic people. It's like, Jesus, like, walk slower. Okay, put your hands on the baseboard, some combination. Go up, Urdhva Dhanurasana. Come down part way, bend your elbows out to the sides, walk in. Shoulders back, coil your upper back. Lift your chin, take your head back, touch your sternum to the wall, coil your upper back. Now straighten your arms. Lift your heels. Straighten your arms, touch your sternum to the wall with straight arms. Turn sternum to the wall. Okay, walk out, come down. Coil in the upper back. Upper back, back bend. Okay, sit up. Sit up, grab your block. Put your block in your upper back, right on your shoulder blades. Lift your sternum. Put your hands behind your head, coil in your upper back. Stretch your arms. Block in your upper back, squeeze your legs together, firm your legs. Hands behind your head, use the weight of your head, passive weight and active weight. Press your head back into your hands, coil your upper back, lift your sternum. Stretch your arms, get your block higher in your upper back, it's a little too low. And put your elbows down first. So go back, put your hands down, hands down, hands down, support yourself, lift your chest up, get your block in the right place first. There you go. Stretch your arms. Coil in your upper back, stretch your arms. Okay, there's spongy blocks and there's firmer blocks. This is when it's nice to have that lighter blue, firmer block. Bring your arms by your sides, lift your chest, sit up. Okay. Urdhva Dhanurasana, hands on the baseboard, sternum to the wall. All right, so you saw that one, then you tried that one. What questions do you have about that one? Doing it. It's like, it made sense theoretically. I saw it when you did it. I couldn't do it.
So to bend your elbows, you have to go lower and then like move your arms apart?
Yep.
Or like how do you?
Yeah. Like that. All right, so sit up on your heels for a moment. Your arms like this. Okay? So this would be the stage where you stopped on the top of your head. Bring your elbows in slightly. Pull your armpits back, lift your chest up. Stretch your arms. All right, so that's to lift your head off the floor. Then bend your elbows out to the sides. Suck your armpits back, lift your chest up, take your head back. This would be the version where you're touching your sternum to the wall. Then stretch your arms up again. Release. All right, so that's it, kind of out of weight bearing. All right, goes here, pause, armpits back, walk in, coil in the upper back, go more towards your forehead, push up. Come down halfway, bend the elbows out to the sides. Walk in, coil the upper back, touch the sternum to the wall. Stretch. Doing this. Go. Come up top of the head. Lift your hips up high. Suck your armpits back, coil in your upper back. Go more to your forehead. Go up Urdhva Dhanurasana. Bend your elbows out to the sides. Walk your feet in. You can lift your heels, walk your feet in. Coil in your upper back, touch your sternum to the wall. Right, that's a directional instruction, towards the wall. Stretch your arms straight. Coil your upper back, touch your sternum to the wall. Then drive your heels down. Keep your hips up, tailbone up. Turn your toes in, slightly bend. Walk your feet out. Come down. Hello, welcome back. Okay, one more. One more. That'll be 3, right? That was only 2. One more is 3. It's true. It's true. Can't argue with that. My daughter, she's on to that. Madeline, what is 1 and 1 and 1? She goes, 1 and 1 and 1? That's 3. 3 ones. Okay, go to the top of your head. Hips up, tailbone up high, suck your armpits back, coil more in your upper back, go more towards your forehead. Go up, Urdhva Dhanurasana. Bend your elbows out to the sides, walk your feet in. Suck your armpits back, coil in your upper back, reach through your heart. Full-hearted offering, touch your sternum to the wall. Stretch your arms straight. You may lift your heels that whole time, right? Or you may lift them, get that advantage, coil in the upper back, and then ground them again. Walk your feet out, come down. Roll to your side, sit up, sit on your heels for a moment. Vajrasana. Twist to your right. Bring your right hand to the back of your right hip. Nudge that hip forward. Squeeze your knees, lift your chest, twist. Broaden your left ribs away from your spine. Lift the left side of your spine, twist. Take both shoulders back. Turn your head. Inhale, release. Twist to your left. The left hand on the back of your left hip. Push the hip, stretch through your left knee, squeeze your legs, lift your spine, twist. Broaden your right ribs away from your spine. Lift the right side of your spine. Inhale, release. First side. Twist to the right. Broaden your left ribs. Twist from your left ribs to your right ribs. Lift your chest, take both shoulders back. Inhale, release. Last time, so twist to the left. Squeeze your legs, lift your spine, twist. Release. Okay. Next, we're going to do a little work in Urdhva Dhanurasana, a little asymmetrical work in Urdhva Dhanurasana. Now, I'm going to make a point along the way, so that when you come to the top of your head, if your hips are low, my capacity to take my shoulders back is limited. Right? I get about like a 1, 2, that's as far back as they go. Right? If I come to the top of the head, lift the hips up high, and I go to take the shoulders back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? Then I'm poised for that, rather than just kind of hips stay low. Doesn't do me much good. Right? So get the hips up as high as you can. More onto the forehead. Well, and from here, you're going to flick one foot, put the knee down. Flick the foot, put the knee down. Flick the foot, put the knee down. Touch your head to the foot. Flick the foot, put the knee down. Head to the foot. Okay? Go. Lie on your back. Come to the top of your head. Lift your hips up high. Suck your armpits back. Coil in your upper back. Go more towards your forehead. Walk your feet in. And go up. Push straight up. Flick your right foot back. Step your left foot forward slightly. Touch your right knee down. Right knee up. Step that foot out. Flick your left foot back. Step your right foot forward slightly. Lower the knee. Use your hands to stabilize laterally. Lift the knee. Kick the left foot out. Flick your right foot back. Lower the knee. You move the other foot around. Now touch your head to the foot. Look at the foot. Look for the foot. Touch head to foot. Come up. Switch legs. Flick your left foot. Kick it back. Lower the knee. Curl back, head to foot. Come up, Urdhva Dhanurasana. 5 breaths, or stand up, drop back, or stand up. Okay. So. All right. Pretty similar. Sit up for a moment. All right. To this. Or to here. Or to here. Right? You're getting to this shape. Right? You could even go from here, right? Like I'm not in weight bearing yet. I'm not doing all this pushing work here. Right? Kind of go from the block up. Oh, look. It's a headrest. Right? You can step out. And you can move the block so you can come back down. Right? So there would be a way you could go from the floor up. Right? So it's a lot to keep organized. Right? And manage. And I do recommend like the flick of the foot rather than the kind of slow, graceful, like I don't flick approach. Because right about there, my hamstring seizes up. Goes, hamstring cramp. And so I'm avoiding the hamstring cramp by just using momentum. Just get used to the asymmetrical movement. Okay, go again. Do something. This is the point in class, right, where the instruction is do something. Full-hearted effort to something. And as it goes in backbending classes, I've already lost half the room about 30 minutes ago. You're just hanging on by a thread, humoring me, wondering how long you can stay in the bathroom. The other half of the room's just getting going. Okay. You've got 2 approaches to Kapotasana. One is from Supta Virasana up. The other one is from more like a Ustrasana down, right? So generally, the Supta Virasana up is easier, right? Because you've got kind of more support, more points of contact, more points of foundation that you can both stabilize and then kind of pull extension from. So you've gone most of the way there already. Head down, walk in. Head down, walk in. Hold the toes, get the elbows down, put the head down. Pause, breathe, don't panic. Then, tailbone forward, heels, elbows down, head down, pause, breathe, don't panic. which you can stand up at that point or reverse back through Supta Virasana. That's entry strategy 1. Go. Well, again, at this point, like the go is do something. Any of the previous, anything in the lineage of poses. So if you hit a pose that is inaccessible to you, right, then you practice something in its lineage, one of its predecessors, something you can access, right, that is that combination that you can work with. Now pause, breathe, don't panic. Each step along the way. Get this elbow in more. Okay. It's a gatekeeper pose. It's like in that kind of like good, strong, hard work type of pose. Right? There's not a lot of like sideways approaches where you can just like bag the pose but not do all the work that the pose requires. So that's really the characteristic of the intermediate backbends. That they are like the Ganapatis, right? It's the obstacle you're hitting. Right? It's the wall you're hitting. It's the elephant, right? The Ganesha that is standing in your way. That encounter is unavoidable. Right? So you've got to work it out, figure out what to do. Right? It's a backbend. A backbend class is very different than, say, a potpourri sequence where you might get 1 or 2 or 3 backbends at the end of the sequence. And if you don't like backbends, you can suffer through them and move on. Right? And this is like, you're going to keep bumping up against that elephant presence. Okay? Of, I like this, I don't like this. Okay. Next strategy is from the floor up. Right? And its modification would be Ustrasana, right? Because it starts like Ustrasana. Right? But instead of going for the heels, I'm coiling. Antlers. Right? Antlers. Okay. Do that or do something else. Do something. This will be your last back bend, so if you're saving up, not sure, right, how many more you're pacing for, this is it. Go to the form that is evocative of your fullest, full-hearted effort. Okay, downward facing dog with mitten hands against the baseboard. Now this one, you're not stretching your head to the floor. That was your warm-up pose. Lift your armpits, lift your outer shoulder blades, lift your outer ribs, push the wall away from you. Separate your feet outer hip width apart. Stretch your heels down, lengthen your spine. So you can keep a little more lift in your chest. Don't drop your chest, don't even drop your head so much. Yeah, so get length. It's not so much the back bending action in the upper back and the stretch of the shoulders that we're after, with the engagement of the legs and the arms, and the length that you gain in your spine with that. Separate your feet a little bit wider. Lift up here more. Lift up here more. Walk your hands back to your feet. Take your left hand to your outer right ankle, Parshva Uttanasana. Turn your belly to your right. Switch hands. Broaden your elbows. Broaden across your back. Switch. Right hand to outer left ankle. Lift and turn your belly to the left. Broaden across your hips, your sacrum, your low back, your mid back. Uttanasana. Turn around, sit down. Stretch your right leg forward, bend your left knee, Janu Shirshasana. Take your left knee wider than 90 degrees. Bring your left heel to the left groin. Twist over your right leg. Hold your foot with both hands. Lift your chest. Straighten your arms. Turn your belly to the right. Move your right ribs back. Turn from your left ribs to your right ribs. Bow over the right leg. Inhale, straighten your arms, lift your chest, look up. Exhale here, inhale, come up. Okay, so the vinyasa of coming out of the seated forward bend. I know it's hard to listen at this point in class. The instructions are wah, 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 like you're like 3 feet underwater. But you're here. Okay? It's inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Switch legs. All right. That's the simplified vinyasa. Otherwise, you're going to cross your shins, lift up, throw back, chaturanga, up dog, down dog. But we don't need to do that right now. Hold the left foot. Straighten your arms. Lift your chest. Turn your belly to the left. Move your left ribs back. Turn more from your right ribs. Bow. Inhale, straighten your arms. Lift your chest, look up. Exhale here. Inhale, sit up. Stretch both legs forward. Pull your sit bones back and apart. Widen your hamstrings. Press your thighs down. Hold your big toes. or the outer edges of your feet, or interlace your fingers, or clasp a wrist. Straighten your legs, straighten your arms, lift your chest, pull your spine in, inhale, look up. Exhale out. Straighten your arms, lift your chest, pull your spine in, inhale, look up. Exhale here. Inhale, come up. Turn around, stretch your legs up the wall, rest. I know. Sorry. Here, tent yourself with this.
Oh, thanks.
Here, Dennis. Use your exhalations to get heavy. To receive the support of the earth and offer yours. To allow these few minutes of integration, assimilation, the full-hearted effort of practice. To the simple sweetness of a conscious relaxation. bend your knees, cross your shins. Switch the cross of your legs. Carefully roll over to your right side. Come all the way over into child's pose. Sit balanced on your sit bones, between front and back, side to side. From that balance and grounding, maintain a lift up through your heart. Join your hands together, Anjali Mudra. This closing is a blessing, is a full-hearted offering of practice. We offer peace. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Take a deep breath in. Namaste. All right. Thanks, y'all.